Welcome back. Thousands of 17 and 18-year-olds across the country are currently prepping for the biggest night of their lives over the coming weeks.
Yes, Debs season is upon us and stylist Laura Jordan has stayed with us. So we saw 3 dresses earlier on and we're about to see 3 more. Will we go straight into it, Laura?
Let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first look that we have for our second piece today is a really kind of contemporary pink, very girly look. And what we've done is started with the sparkle. We've gone with, again, as we mentioned earlier, just really dainty pieces that are classic and you'll get wear out of if you purchase, particularly if they're gifts, etc. for your Debs night. So again, just a lovely drop earring there from Rock's Jewelers, and also the pendant to coordinate with it, a small bit of pearl. Again, kind of an example of a classic piece that mixes nicely with the dresses. And as we mentioned earlier, you don't want to overpower the dresses with the accessory. You want it all to blend in nicely. The corsage that we have here from Bath Lane Blooms in Phibsborough. So again, you give them the colour that you're wearing, ideally a picture of the dress, and they'll make it from scratch for you with about 2 days notice. And here again, the bag we have from Marion Gale Boutique, which again goes nicely with the dress. Just a bit of sparkle to add to the look. This dress here, Marion Gale, kind of known as a Debs retailer in Donnybrook in Dublin, and this is from her budget-friendly range, which is a smaller limited collection in store, which goes alongside her main line in the shop itself. So big selection there, depending on your price point and colours and shapes that you want. But again, this is great for someone who's a smaller bust as well, because it gives a good bit of embellishment at the bust. And then just a really simple classic sandal. Usually silver or gold, a sandal or closed toe are your main decisions when you're looking for a Debs footwear. And again, good to have one that kind of closes in on the ankle so that you're strapped in for lots of dancing for the night ahead.
It's a beautiful shape to it.
It's actually really different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hannah, would you just put your hair back a tiny bit just so we can see the neckline? Okay, so strapless again.
Strapless again, and it just again gives you that comfort because it's tight at the bust, but then flows. So you are eating your dinner during a Debs evening, etc. So yeah, just it's quite girly. I think it's an ideal, age-appropriate
fairy tale.
Piece. Yeah, exactly. It's that princess dress.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So moving on, we have just more of a simple gold piece, and gold, if you're choosing like a jewel tone for your dress, like a green or a blue, can work beautifully. So this piece again, straight on the skin, just your 3 drops of metal from Rock's Jewelers. Again, really simple, contemporary almost, and just as a difference, if you don't want the sparkle, it's just a way to add some jewellery into your piece. And the corsage again, just a pop of colour with that white. It just really contrasts with the darker tone of the green, with that kind of foliage around the piece, and it's kind of on a little bracelet, so it's kind of anchored in for the evening, so you should be kind of good to go. And Bath Lane do kind of weddings and all other occasions, as well as Debs pieces.
Beautiful rich colour, this green.
Yes. And again,
very traditional, isn't it?
Quite a tradition. I think that reminds me of kind of the atonement dress that Keira Knightley wore years ago, and we've seen that slinky emerald colour ever since. This is from Oh Hello Clothing. Huge selection of Debs and prom dresses online, as well as lots of other dress styles as well, but handy if you want to browse at home and then order to your house, even in a couple of sizes, and see which suits best. They have a size guide even online, which is handy as well. I had a look at it and it's kind of informative too. And then again, footwear, really classic, keeping it simple. It's all about the dresses in this situation. So this is a nice court shoe from Vienna Shoes in Black Rock, just if you're looking for something that complements without overpowering the dress.
I'd imagine if you're going to buy your Debs dress online, you'd need to do plenty of time in case you need to get it taken up or let out or taken in. For
any, just a couple of alterations. They do, I think it's 1 to 2 days delivery, so it is quick, which is great because they're coming from within Ireland.
This is beautiful, Laura.
Yeah, heavily embellished again, and often it is the time to add sparkle, and for that reason, as we've mentioned already, just a dainty piece in the ear, and again the hair up and off the face. You can really show off the beautiful neckline on this piece, but it's all about those small little details, even in the bracelet we have here, that classic tennis bracelet style, which is something that is almost an heirloom that you'd have for many years. It's cubic zirconia mixed with sterling silver, so it won't tarnish. And even it brings in the embellishment that we have at the waist and our corsage as well, as we've seen here. That's kind of 5 little small rosebuds as opposed to one bigger flower, which is the more traditional corsage styles. We're seeing the kind of more modern floristry that Wayne and his team does. This dress from the Gown Gallery, it is Collins Boutique in Gorey. I think if you're going for an embellished piece like this, it's good to do it in a lighter colour. If you put this high level embellishment over black or something, it can look very stark, whereas this is kind of a little more gentle, an opportunity to wear a beautiful white dress, and if you've been on holidays, on your 6th year holiday, etc., it shows off a nice tan as well.
It's actually a nice alternative wedding dress as well, isn't
Just
it?
thinking
exactly. It'd be great even for
really
or even an evening, or a way to have something a little bit more sparkle and less volume, and again, the shoes that complement it nicely. And I think important to note, these stores do take a note of the school and what what Debs you're attending, where it's on, so that no one turns up in the same dress.
Oh, very important, isn't it? No shortage of sparkle on the toes either.
Definitely not. So that then embellishment all the way around those shoes, and a sling back style as well, not too high, which is important because you want to be able to make sure you can stay in those shoes for the whole night.
Because it's a long night.
Exactly.
Will that dress remain white all night long?
I'm not sure.
Not
It's scruffy at the end of it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, true.
Gorgeous looks there. Thanks so much,
Laura.
Thank you. Thanks, William.